Oh, take me to that magic place with friends I hold so dear.
Hello, everyone. It's time for some more Friday camp fun with Triple C's Camp at Home. And today we want to show off our camp animals. And with me right now is Aragon, our ball python. So, Aragon here, as I said, is a ball, B-A-L-L, ball python. And their natural habitat is in Central and South America. So they're living in the jungles, the rainforest type environment. And the reason they're called a ball python is one of the defense mechanisms they have is to roll up in a little ball. And Aragon likes to sort of crawl around on me here, exploring. And you'll notice the beautiful pattern on the scales on Aragon's body. And this would be to camouflage in a forest environment here. And you'll also notice that Aragon, let's see if we can bring Aragon's head around here, is sticking out its tongue. And that is because Aragon is smelling. So snakes use their tongue to draw in air particles, and that is how they smell and understand more about the world around them. Another interesting fact about how Aragon sort of navigates the world is Aragon has these really interesting holes in his face there, and those are heat sensing pits, and they allow Aragon and many other snakes to see in infrared, so they're sensing body heat. Most of these snakes are nocturnal, and so they're hunting for their prey at night. What does Aragon eat, you ask? Well, here at Triple C Camp, we feed Aragon rats, sometimes live rats and sometimes frozen. And in the wild, Aragon would eat similar, so rodents, small frogs, birds, anything that they can wrap up with their bodies because they are constrictors. They're going to squeeze their prey, and then they're going to eat them. And even with a sort of a smaller head, snakes can eat prey that's much larger than the size of their mouth, and that is because they can unhinge their jaw. And so they have this great adaptation that allows them to eat things that are bigger than their mouth, basically, when it's closed like this. So this is Aragon, the ball python. Another interesting fact is on their body, a lot of people think, oh, snakes are slimy, but they're not. They're actually, their skin, their scales rather, it's dry, it's very smooth, it actually feels really good to the touch. And all reptiles are covered in little plates that are called scales. And on the bottom of snakes is a different type of scale called a scute. These are the ones that run along their body and they help them move. I like to think they scoot along. So that's how I remember that the scutes are on the bottom of a snake, and it's just a different type of scale. This is Aragon, the ball python. All right, this is our green iguana that many of you have seen, maybe on the nest porch living in its enclosure. And we have the iguana out today. You'll notice how long the tail is on the iguana, and that is to help this animal balance, because in its native habitat, it's going to be a tree climber. Green iguanas can be found in a variety of tropical environments, and even now in the United States, green iguanas are living in South Florida, and they're actually an invasive species. It's not their natural home, so it's not exactly a great thing that we have green iguanas down there in Florida, but they are there. And this one here, of course, lives at Triple C Camp. You'll notice these big spread out toes and big claws, this nice tail for balance. All of this helps the iguana climb in trees and get to its food. And we have some really beautiful coloration here on the top of its body. This is also, these shades of green and brown help it to camouflage. And here at Triple C Camp, our green iguana, we feed it leaves. It's a leaf eater, so it's eating mostly lettuce mixes that we feed it, and in the wild it'd be eating leaves on trees. They don't actually have any teeth like we do, and we're not going to open its mouth. Yeah, this is the green iguana. I don't
yet she knows how to lead a cheer, so let them hear you loud and clear.
Okay, here we have Spike, our bearded dragon. Bearded dragons are native to Australia, and Spike, similar to the green iguana, is a reptile that's a tree climber. These nice, strong, long fingers with claws and a nice long tail to give them balance. So they're going to be climbing on trees in their native habitat. Oftentimes they're seen sort of on fence posts, maybe sunning themselves, but they're going through the trees looking for their food. And bearded dragons will eat bugs as well as some plants, some vegetation. So they get a nice rounded diet. And here at Triple C Camp, we feed Spike a variety of crickets, mealworms, and some lettuce greens from time to time. You'll notice the bearded dragon, it gets its name from these beautiful scales that sort of look spiky, and when they feel threatened, they'll puff up right here. Kind of looks like a beard, as well as these spikes here. There's some spikes running along the side of their body. Now, while the spikes look pokey, they're actually not. They feel kind of rubbery. So this is a defense mechanism. Just maybe a hawk or another larger predator would see that and try to stay away because they think they could get poked by all these menacing spikes. But when we get down to it and we get up close, they're not sharp at all. Some other interesting facts about our bearded dragon here is you'll notice how big their ears are right here. So unlike mammals like us, our ears are sort of on the outside of our bodies, and often reptiles, they're on the inside, right? There's an opening, but there's not an earlobe like we have. And Spike's coloring is perfect for sort of blending in to sort of a grassland, maybe a drier environment. So these colorations are going to help Spike blend into the vegetation in their native habitat. This is Spike, the bearded dragon.
It's even better than the stories we